Welcome back to my channel, the best place for millennials who feel stuck in their careers to find their dream careers. In my previous video, I shared with you how to address job hopping in your resume. Now, with an awesome resume ready, in this video, I'm going to teach you how to address job hopping in your cover letter. Make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell to receive regular updates on all things related to career change. Also, join my Facebook group where you can chat with like-minded people who are interested in making their careers work for them and not the other way around. Hi, I'm Dr. John Tam. I have a PhD in sociology from the University of Oxford, and I'm passionate about helping millennials find their dream careers through gaining career clarity and building soft skills. So without further ado, here are my tips on explaining job hopping on your cover letter. Tip number one, I need to tell you what a cover letter is. And it's pretty much any interaction that you'll be giving the hiring manager, whether it's by email or by LinkedIn. The cover letter term is antiquated and it's from an era where the actual letter is enclosed in an envelope, but nowadays it's just the interaction that you can literally shoot over via email. So you need to have one ready for email, and you also need to have a PDF version of your cover letter ready for the upload. So in this case, you need to also be aware of the format. You need to limit your cover letter to 4 paragraphs of approximately 250 to 300 words, or half a page to full page in length. It's also best if you write it in short sentence and paragraph form that can be skimmed in 10 seconds or less. Remember, people only spend about 6 seconds each on the resume and the cover letter to determine whether someone's a fit or not. If you happen to come across a super experienced recruiter, they can even do it in less time. Regardless, it's super important to get what a cover letter is clear, because it's sort of weird nowadays to send an email and then enclose the resume and another cover letter inside a cover letter that was supposed to be in the email. If you do make that mistake, it's not too big of a deal, but it's just sort of out of place and unnecessary. Tip number 2 is identify the trouble spots that will cause the most concern for employers. And this depends on your resume and what parts you're able to cover up and what parts you're really not able to cover up, especially if you have a job hopping resume, which would mean that you have shorter stints at different places. And in the previous video, which I'll put in the cards above, I essentially taught you how to write a job hopping resume. And there are parts where you needed to cover, and there's the objective statement which you are to push forward and to focus your attention. Think of the cover letter as a super long extended version of the objective statement, where you are essentially focusing their attention on whatever skills you have, what's the value you bring, and what's your objective, what's your goal, right? And then reiterate that in your resume so that, okay, this person is a job hopper who's looking for a long-term position. And if that's you, that's totally cool, because honestly, a lot of people have job hopped in their 20s and 30s, so it's really not that big of a deal, but you just need to own up to it and explain it. And the best way to do that is to preempt and answer the question before they even ask it, so that you can make it to the interview. Tip number 3 is building on the previous one, which is to address those job changes directly in your cover letter and offer a single explanation for why you made the decision that you did. Preferably, the explanation is only a single one that can explain everything away. So for example, if you say, I wasn't sure what my career goals were at the time and I've hopped around a bit on this journey of self-discovery, and if that was indeed the case, that's totally cool. And I would suggest you to check out my video on finding my career path in my 20s to learn more about how to find what's the best career for you. I also have a guide, which I'll leave in the description below, where you can download the PDF on how to find your ideal career. To further build on this point, framing is super important. And one way to frame things is to state that every hop came with a new opportunity, and it's an opportunity for growth and chances to work with bigger projects. And that actually frames it in a very positive light, because it shows that you're a fast learner and you've mastered the job and you've jumped on any opportunity that came up for you to upskill and try new things. So instead of looking at job hopping as a bad thing, and a way to frame it is that, hey, I've hopped around because I was in pretty high demand. I'm pretty good at what I do, and that new opportunities kept on showing up, and therefore I kept on hopping around. Or you can frame it that, like, you know, I was trying different things and I was trying to figure out my career path. Now I know what it is and I'm ready to go for yours in the long term. And by framing it that way, it makes it much more easier for the recruiter to be able to bring you in for the interview. And in there, you can elaborate upon this position further. Do you agree with addressing these job changes directly? Let me know in the comments below. Tip number 4, be upfront. If you were laid off, just say so, because it's totally understandable. If you chose to resign because it wasn't working out, say, I chose to resign because blah, 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 right? However, you need to avoid giving vague explanations such as, we went our separate paths, or something to scramble up the truth. People can sense that something is off. However, you need to also make sure to never complain or badmouth a former employer or a former boss, because it's a major red flag, since if you would do it to them, you will probably do it to the next employer. So for example, you may hate your boss, but it may be a chemistry issue where you can't really say no, or you don't know how to set boundaries with your boss. And if you acquired these soft skills, like I teach you in the videos and the cards above, maybe you wouldn't have these problems anymore. And if that was the case, just say it. I had trouble setting strong boundaries previously at work, but after a lot of self-reflection and upskilling my soft skills on setting boundaries, I'm now ready to take on new challenges. And by saying that, it comes across as genuine, and then people will be like, cool, let's bring this person in for an interview. Tip number 5 is to conclude by showing them that you know what you want in your next role, and the job posting fits this desire. Companies hire for the what, the how, and the why, and it could be in any order. And in your cover letter, you need to explain the what, the how, and the why, and why you're a fit for this position in your cover letter. So for the what, a lot of it is about the hard skills and soft skills, and check out this video that I have above where I talk about hard skills and soft skills and why it's important to your future career. The how is more about personality, and if it's about personality, I would suggest you to take a personality test, which is quick and accurate, which I'll leave in the descriptions below. It's totally free. I hired a developer to build it, and essentially by looking at the big 5 personality traits, you have a better understanding of how you fit with the team. And the why, it's down to your core mission, what you care about in your career. And in that case, I would suggest you to check out my free training called Stop Feeling Stuck in Your Career, Find Your Dream Career, which I'll put it in the links below. So check out those resources. Those will definitely help you in navigating the job hop, but also figuring out the why. Why are you doing this? And also the how do you fit, what's your personality like, and so on. So these are all the resources that's available to you, and I'll put them all in the links below. Make sure to join my Facebook group to be in a community of people interested in making their careers work for them and not the other way around. All right, now that you've got an awesome resume and a cover letter optimized for job hoppers, in my next video, I'm going to teach you how to slay the job hopper questions in the interviews. So make sure you click the subscribe button and the notification bell for updates when it comes out. Also, leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts on this video. Don't forget to give it a like and share it with your network if you found this to be valuable. Take care.